Hello, friends. Welcome back to our next session. This is a very innovative session. Friends, we as a civil engineers, we are the most logical and intellectual persons. We are the creators. But while creating, we must think about our Mother Earth. We should not act as a destroyers. We have to know about the impacts we are making on environmental and its ecosystem. So while performing each and every activity on site, we have to consider the control on wastage of natural resources, though we are forced to use the natural resources. The use of natural resource is depleting our environment at root level and at site level also. Let us have an example. We use plywood for different activities like shuttering, furniture and all that. But for manufacturing plywood, we cut trees. Lot of electricity is used in production of manufacturing. Lot of fuel is used to transport it from jungle to factory and then to your sites. So we have to be very careful while using it. Means to optimize the use and reduce the wastages. We also have to think about using alternative materials. Those materials have to be eco-friendly. Friends, let me tell you, after this current pandemic, when we restart the constructions, there will be a career opportunity in construction MNCs, multinational companies, for health and environmental sector. The civil engineer having environmental knowledge will be preferred. For this purpose, you can understand today's subject. You can go through the details in our main session and you can improve your knowledge on environmental management system at construction sites. So friends, now let us start with today's session. Our today's session is a small part of environmental management system and we call it as environment impact due to construction and its calculation. We can calculate the impact on environment due to our each and every activities. So let us see how it is to be done. See friends, is it true? Yeah, of course, because humans are the only creatures in the world who cut the trees, make paper from it, and then write on it that save the trees. This is really ridiculous. We must think about it. Indirectly, in this case, we are depleting the natural resource of wood. Also, friends, we'll go through a 1 minute video to understand the importance of the resource, the natural resource. Now see the condition. He is offering lot of money, but water is not there. So let us wake up. water is scarcity, you can save the water. Thanks to director photography, a film by Karthik Nagarajan. So friends, now we can start with the today's session. Let us understand the fact. According to new research by Construction Blog Beam How, the construction sector contributes to 23% of air pollution, 50% of climatic change, means increase in temperature, 40% drinking water pollution, you can understand, and 50% of landfill wastage. हम लोग देखते हैं कि हमारे सिटी के आजू बाजू में काफी जो लो लाइंग एरियाज रहते हैं, जनरली कंस्ट्रक्शन का जो राडा रोडा रहता है, रैबिट बोलते हैं उसको, डेब्रिस बोलते हैं हम लोग उसको, वो वहां पे डाला जाता है. तो इट इज कॉन्टेमिनेटिंग द लैंड. सो लैंडफिल वेस्ट जो है वो डाल के हम लोग ओरिजिनल लैंड को कंटेमिनेट करते हैं. एंड ऑल्सो यूएसजीपीसी का एक अलग रिसर्च मैंने पढ़ा, तो उसमें उन्होंने लिखा है कि 40% of energy usage is done by construction or industry only. So we are using a lot of energy. Energy means electricity is also a natural resource. And with their future estimates by 2030, the emission will grow by 1.8%. It is really alarming. So friends, let us understand in short what is environmental management system. You can see here EMS. The main aim of system is to ensure that we leave the planet in healthy state for future generation. हमारे बाद में जो भी जनरेशन आएंगे उनके लिए हम लोगों को एक अच्छा मदर अर्थ का सिचुएशन छोड़ के जाना है, a healthy state. देन हमको जो अदर देन ह्यूमन जो लाइफ्स है अर्थ पे, उनका हेल्थ, उनका लाइफ सेव करना है, प्रिजर्व करना है. सेम एज मरीन लाइफ ऑल्सो एंड वेजिटेशन, मतलब ट्रीज कटिंग वगैरह कम से कम करना है. Actually, it is a mechanism for defining environmental responsibilities for all, helping them to understand the environmental impact for their activities and individual actions. जैसे हमने अभी देखा कि जो एनवायरनमेंट के ऊपर हमारे साइट पे काम करने की वजह से जो इम्पैक्ट होता है, उससे हम अवेयर रहे और उसको कंट्रोल में रखने का ट्राई करें. Ensures that the operations have procedures that minimize the environmental impacts. हमने कुछ SOPs प्रोसीजर्स बनाने हैं जिसकी वजह से हम लोग एनवायरमेंटल इम्पैक्ट कम से कम कैसे हो उसका ध्यान रख सके. Then let us set the targets to control the impact. Of course, the opportunities of reducing the waste and recycle the used material is also an opportunity. A very important thing, implement thought of reduce, reuse and recycle. कोई भी नेचुरल रिसोर्स हमको कम से कम यूज करना है. अगर पॉसिबल है तो उसको रीयूज करना है, अगर नहीं पॉसिबल है तो उसमें रिसाइकल प्रोसीजर में उसको डालना है, सो दैट इट विल कम टू अगेन टू आवर यूज. इट इज अ साइकिल काइंड ऑफ थिंग. सो आज का जो सेशन है हम लोग एस्पेक्ट और इम्पैक्ट के बारे में देखेंगे, एनवायरमेंटल एस्पेक्ट्स एंड इम्पैक्ट्स व्हाइल डूइंग द एक्टिविटीज एट आवर कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट्स. सो दीज आर some points on which we will be discussing. The concept, environmental issues on construction sites, environmental policy for construction sector. Every company, every management, every corporate must have an environmental policy for his office or for his profession so that he can make aware to his staff and related persons about the environmental issues. So this is a policy document and it is to be prepared by the management. Objectives at corporate level and department level. Related to policy, they have to take some objective so that they can achieve it and protect the environment. Understanding the environmental aspect, then identification of environmental aspects, then concept of environmental review for aspect and impact and calculation of total impact. That we'll see in next some slides. Then learnings out of today's session. So on these particular points we'll be discussing today. Environmental management system is a very big project, big subject. This is hardly 10% of it. So in our main session, we can go through all the points and we can understand the environmental management system, how to implement it on our construction site. The concept. It is to understand the corporate responsibility to our society and environment, and it is to know about the environmental issues at construction sites. It is a review and calculate the impact on environment during the construction process. This is our concept of today's session. Then take corrective action to reduce the impact. So we'll see the environmental issues on sites. A very important issue, air, noise and water pollution. Then waste management, lose control on waste management. Then housekeeping issues. Housekeeping issues, if are there, it will generate a lot of waste and it will contaminate the Mother Earth or land. Then recycle and reuse the materials. If possible, we have to recycle and reuse the material. Less control on solid waste generation. What is the meaning of solid waste generation? What is the meaning of solid waste on construction site? For example, we can think upon the empty bags of cements, then empty drums of paint, then we can think about the debris or vestiges generated from the concreting activities. These are called as solid waste at construction sites. We can plan a solid waste management plan site-wise that we'll see in our main session. How to design it, how to monitor it, and all that. Then legal and other requirements are very stringent nowadays. Environmental conditions, environmental consents are to be taken from government and to follow them legally. So it is a requirement nowadays. And also their monitoring and related environmental management. For example, in environmental consent of CPCB or MPCB, it is written that you should have a STP, sewage treatment plant, for labor camp also. So it is a condition. So according to that, to avoid the contamination of land, we have to establish an STP on somewhere in the labor camp. Then awareness about overall impact on environmental due to construction activity, that we'll see. Let us understand the air pollutants on our site. Dust because of excavation and all that. Vehicular traffic also. You can see the photos Lot of dust is always generated on our sites. Smoke emitted by construction machineries and vehicles, cement particles suspended in air, same as fly ash particles in air, same as sawdust particles in air. Then fumes of oils, thinners, paints, glues may be invisible. Also, invisible fumes of chemicals used at site, like plasticizers, thinners, and all that. Then noise pollution. Noise pollution at our sites. So we are doing a lot of noisy works on site. So moving vehicles here and there, then heavy equipment and machinery use. People are shouting. Radios turn up to too loud because laborers are generally uh, have a habit to have a radio kind of thing while working on site. Then de-shuttering works. When we de-shutter, that those plates and pliers are coming down and it is making a lot of sound. And heavy excavation machineries like pockline breakers, etc. You can see here means uh, this is also making noise. JCB is working, he is picking up those stones. Lot of noise is there. Then breakers and see the condition of site person. Then water pollutant. Water pollutants at our sites means wastewater from washout of concrete, unless managed properly, it will go to the land even. ये लैंड में जमीन जमीन में अर्थ में जाता है और वो सब कॉन्टेमिनेट कर देता है। और बाद में हम लोग पेंटिंग करते हैं, कुछ ऑयल के ड्रम धोते हैं, ये सब छोटी छोटी चीजें हम लोग करते हैं और वो करने पड़ते हैं हमको। लेकिन ये अगर कंट्रोल कंडीशन में हमने किया तो पॉसिबिलिटी है कि हम लोग कुछ कंट्रोल ला सके वाटर पोल्यूशन पे। ये वाटर पोल्यूशन मतलब मैं आपको यहाँ पे हाईलाइट कर रहा हूँ जो अंडरग्राउंड वाटर टेबल है, या फिर जैसे साइड के साइड में कुछ नाला बह रहा है, तो इसका पोल्यूशन अगर हमने किया तो ओवरऑल ये सब जाके रिवर में जहाँ पे मिलेगा तो पूरा पोल्यूशन जाके वहीं पे जाने वाला है, लाइक दिस। So, friends, let us understand about the environmental policy or statement for construction sector. As I told you, it is basically a responsibility of the corporate or a management to define a policy or a statement for our project or for his business. It is applicable to all sectors, not only construction. We are talking here only about the construction sector. It may contain the description of proposed construction and its use. हम लोग जो कंस्ट्रक्शन कर रहे हैं वो क्या कर रहे हैं, मतलब रेसिडेंशियल बिल्डिंग है, कमर्शियल है, कुछ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का काम है और उसका यूज कैसे होने वाला है, ये उसमें हमने पॉलिसी में डिफाइन करना रहता है। उसमें से वो काम करते टाइम हम लोग क्या क्या वेस्टेजेस जनरेट करने वाले हैं, उसमें क्या क्या एमिशंस निकलने वाले हैं, इसका हम लोग एस्टिमेट करना है। So related to water, air, soil contamination, noise, vibration, light, heat, radiation, etc. Every project has different pollutants, so we have to estimate it, and it has to be mentioned in policy कि हम लोग ये ऐसा करेंगे। Mention of assessment how the environmental issues are to be complied. ये हम लोग जो भी करने वाले हैं उसके ऊपर हम कैसे कंट्रोल रखेंगे और उसको हम कैसे कंप्लाई करेंगे, कैसे हम कम करने का ट्राई करेंगे विथ सम गुड टारगेट्स। it is also to be mentioned in that policy. देन काम करते समय हमको कुछ एनवायरमेंटल अपॉर्चुनिटीज अगर है तो डेफिनेटली उसके ऊपर हम लोग काम करेंगे, ऐसा वहां पे लिखना है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर हमको क्यूरिंग करना है, कंक्रीट को क्यूरिंग तो चाहिए ही, तो हम लोग क्यूरिंग थ्रू पाइप करने के बजाय हम लोग स्प्रे से करेंगे, सो वी कैन सेव द वाटर एंड साइड बाय साइड द क्यूरिंग आल्सो इज डन एज पर आवर रिक्वायरमेंट। देन असेसमेंट ऑफ अप्रोप्रिएटिव अल्टरनेटिव्स मतलब हम लोग कोई अल्टरनेटिव मटेरियल यूज कर सकते हैं क्या, जैसे हमने पहले डिस्कस किया कि हम लोग प्लाईवुड यूज करते हैं, तो प्लाईवुड के अगेंस्ट कुछ नया मटेरियल यूज कर सकते हैं क्या, जिसमें ट्री कटिंग कम से कम हो या फिर ना हो। कोई आर्टिफिशियल मटेरियल ऐसा मार्केट में है क्या जो प्लाईवुड का काम कर सकता है? मेरे नॉलेज के हिसाब से आजकल प्लाईवुड की जगह पे एक WPC बोर्ड आता है, वुड प्लास्टिक कंपोजिट। उसमें वुड वर्ड है, लेकिन ये वुड जो है वो सिर्फ वुड का जो सॉडस्ट रहता है वो यूज करते हैं, या फिर राइस और राइस का हस्क जो हाथ रहता है वो यूज करते हैं, और उसमें फिर बॉन्डिंग एजेंट डाल के उसका प्रेस करके प्लाई जैसा बनाते हैं। तो इट इज आर्टिफिशियल प्लाईवुड ओनली। सो इन दैट केस are trees can be saved. So we can think upon this, and it is to be mentioned in the policy, so that after reading the policy, each and every staff member will be thinking on that particular point and will be trying to get new alternatives. Then lastly, to assess the likely impact of the development. हम काम करते समय हमने जो भी इम्पैक्ट वहां पे जनरेट करना है या फिर होने वाले हैं, तो उसका हम लोग असेसमेंट कैसे करेंगे, उसमें हमारा कंट्रोल कैसे एस्टेब्लिश करेंगे, कंट्रोल एस्टेब्लिश करने के बाद हम एसओपी क्या लिखेंगे, और एसओपी के हिसाब से हम करेंगे और उसको मॉनिटर करेंगे। ये सब जो है, ये सब पॉलिसी में मेंशन करना होता है। पॉलिसी के बाद बेस्ड ऑन पॉलिसी, कॉर्पोरेट्स आर टू डिजाइन देयर ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, एनवायरमेंटल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स। आई एम मेंशनिंग हियर सम ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. These are the objectives and these are the targets to achieve with the time limit. First is to reduce the use of water 10% less than previous quarter. Then prevent air and noise pollution. Improve results to meet legal requirements in each quarter. There is a legal requirement of air and noise pollution. So let us improve each quarter to meet the legal requirements related to air and noise pollution. Control on wastage of natural resources. So we are using natural resources, but we have to implement the control measures. We have to encourage and implement new eco-friendly resources. These are the corporate level environmental objectives with specific targets, achievable targets. And suppose a construction company having his core process as construction department or engineering department, it should have his departmental level objectives based on the corporate level objectives. So what he has to design, he has to design like objectives and targets on minute level to maintain air noise pollution within limit, right? So prevent entry vehicles without UC and all that. So these are the targets. Control wastage on natural resources. The natural resources using, generally I mentioned uh, 4 to 5 resources which on which we can keep control easily. Reinforcement steel wastage not more than 3%. Cement overall wastage not more than 2%. Natural crushed sand not more than 10%. Coarse aggregate metal we can say not more than 3%, and use of wooden material not more than 10%. So we can save lot of natural resources working behind at manufacturing level and at site also. Establish control methods on wastage of water and electricity. Water and electricity are also the uh, important natural resources. So for that purpose, what we can do, we can reduce the use of the electricity so that we can install timers for temporary lighting and labor camp. We can install energy efficient lamp or fixtures like LED and all that. Then we can we can conduct efficiency verification. Means we can have a electricity consumption audit kind of thing. It is called as energy audit. We can use the recycled water as per availability. You can reuse the curing water and implement water harvesting. So these are the specific targets, micro level targets at department level. These are objectives related to the corporate level objectives. So let us go to understand the environmental aspects. So what is aspect? Aspect is nothing but a cause. वो एक कारण रहता है जिसके वजह से हम जब एक्टिविटी करते हैं तो उसके इस एस्पेक्ट के वजह से वो एक इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट करता है एनवायरनमेंट के ऊपर. इट मे लीड इम्पैक्ट एज डायरेक्ट, इनडायरेक्ट और नेचुरल रिसोर्स डिप्लेशन. मतलब इम्पैक्ट तीन तरह के हो सकते हैं, डायरेक्ट, इनडायरेक्ट और नेचुरल रिसोर्स डिप्लेशन की तरह डिप्लेशन. So let us identify the environmental aspects. Following points are to be considered while identification: applicable legislative, regulatory and other requirement, then emissions to air, discharge to drain, contamination of land, noise pollution, use of raw materials and natural resources, concerns of interested parties, waste management, design of building include use of natural resources such as light, air, and water. This is to be done at architect's office. They can think upon maximum use of light, air, and limited use of water. So they can plan their dwellings or apartments to have more light and more air so that consumption of electricity and fans and ACs will be less. So as plumbing consultant can design the plumbing system to minimize the use of the water. They can deploy the flow restrictors and all that. They can reduce the flow rate also. This can be done. And what is about the concern of interested parties? Interested parties means, suppose we are constructing a building in a dense area and we are generating a lot of uh, dust, and we are discharging our concrete waste to ground and all that. It will contaminate the groundwater table and it will contaminate the overall air quality. So someone will definitely complain us. So that complaint person or that party is called as interested party. Means the party जो पार्टी मतलब आजू बाजू में रहने वाले जो लोग हैं उनको हम लोग तकलीफ देते हैं ड्यू टू आवर कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटी, वो अगर कंप्लेंट करे तो वो इंटरेस्टेड पार्टीज हो जाते हैं. तो इट इज अ स्पेसिफिक टर्म इन एनवायरमेंटल मैनेजमेंट. Let us see some photographs. This is land contamination behind labor camp. काफी कुछ कचरा, पानी, कुछ मेरे ख्याल से यहाँ पे लोग नहाए भी है तो साबुन का पानी, एवरीथिंग इज देयर. देन वेस्टेज ऑफ वाटर, ये क्यूरिंग का पानी है, यहाँ पे टैंक्स है, यहाँ पे पानी सब नीचे मतलब सॉरी ये टैंक जो है ये लेबर कैंप का है, ये हाथ पैर धोने का है, तो यहाँ से काफी पानी वेस्ट हो जाता है. दीज आर द एस्पेक्ट्स आई एम टेलिंग अबाउट यू. दीज आर द एस्पेक्ट्स. मतलब इसके वजह से हम लोगों को इम्पैक्ट एनवायरनमेंट पे सहन करना पड़ता है. सॉलिड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट, अगर ये स्टील ठीक से जो पड़ा हुआ है और ये वेस्टेज पड़े हुए हैं तो दिस इज not a good thing, because this wastage is to be stored in proper manner so that that rust and some minerals should not go to the land. Then this is the store yard. This is the diesel generator and they are storing the diesel here and they are peeling off the diesel, lot of diesel to the land. So it is land contamination. These are the aspects. Also use of bamboo, wooden bamboo for scaffolding, use of wooden shuttering for our RCC work, and use of natural sand. That too after sieving, we got a lot of 20-30% wastage. Nowadays, definitely river sand is not available. So this is now anyhow indirectly controlled, but it is there. Means land contamination will be there because sand particles will go to land, and the wastage of sand means after sieving there will be a coarse sand will be there about 20 to 30%. It can be reused, but that thinking has to be there with civil engineer. So what are the impacts? So NRD, natural resource depletion. We are depleting the land. What we can do? We can reuse the land by shifting that particular excavated material to another location where we can we can construct a road out of this good maroon or rock. And while transporting this, we can keep control on air pollution also. How? We can have a PUC check, a regular PUC check of that particular vehicle so that the carbon emission can be controlled. So these all small things are to be taken care on site. So now this is the main part of our today's session, concept of environmental review for aspect and impact and calculation of total impact. We will go through the environmental review, identification of activity, its impacts, its aspects and impacts. For that, this is the leads, means conditions. N is equal to normal, A is equal to abnormal, E emergency, D direct, I indirect. NRD means natural resource depletion. We'll go through in detail. So we can have this kind of table. Just be concentrate on this, friends. Wherein we have activity. This is D or I, direct or indirect. Impact इसमें क्या है? कंडीशंस NAE, नॉर्मल है, एबनॉर्मल है, इमरजेंसी है. एनवायरमेंटल इम्पैक्ट क्या है इस एक्टिविटी की वजह से, इस एस्पेक्ट की वजह से इम्पैक्ट क्या है? तो सेंटरिंग एंड शटरिंग वर्क के वजह से ये बेसिकली क्या है? डायरेक्ट एस्पेक्ट है, क्योंकि हम लोग यूज करते ही है. तो उसमें क्या होता है? यूज ऑफ प्लाईवुड होता है, वुडन प्रॉप्स होता है. सो ये कंडीशन में क्या है? नॉर्मल कंडीशन है, एबनॉर्मल नहीं है, इमरजेंसी नहीं. हम लोग ये यूज करते ही है, तो उसका एनवायरमेंटल इम्पैक्ट क्या रहता है? तो NRT, natural resource depletion, means we are depleting the natural resource, that is our trees. So total impact we can calculate A, B, C, D, E, and we can nominate it as significant or insignificant impact. And we can have a reference document kind of SOP, so that in that SOP we can mention the control measures. So friends, will calculate the total impact now. For significant and insignificant calculation, if total impact means if G is equal to is 10 or above, it will be a significant impact, and if it is below 10, then it is insignificant. So we can write here S or IS. So friends, this is the most important table. Just be attentive. How to calculate it? Suppose this is the activity. So first column in red color, quantity. In which quantity we are using plywoods and wooden props. So let us go one by one. Is it excessive? Is it high? Is it moderate? Is it low? Or is it negligible? Accordingly, we have to put these numbers here in A column, right? This A and this A, I am matching this. Just see. If it is excessive, then we can put here 5. If it is negligible, we can put here 1. Then B column, occurrence. Occurrence of use of these natural resources. Continuous, several times a day, once in a day, once in a week, once in a month or less, or very rare. Accordingly, we can put number out of these 1 to 6 here in B. Same impact. By using this, the impact can it the impact is fatal to human life, human health पे effect वहां पे है क्या, फ्लोरा और फौना को वो इफेक्ट करता है क्या, या फिर मरीन लाइफ को इफेक्ट करता है क्या, नेचुरल रिसोर्स डिप्लीशन होता है क्या, कॉज ऑफ डिस्कम्फर्ट और न्यूसेंस होता है क्या, और निग्लिजिबल या फिर विजुअल इम्पैक्ट है क्या। तो ये सोच के हम लोगों को यहाँ पे ये नंबर डालना है। तो फॉर प्लाईवुड वी कैन से ये नहीं है, ये नहीं है, ये नहीं है, ये है। So it is natural resource depletion. So we can put here 3, right? This thinking can be different based on the person's knowledge and the project requirement, the activity requirement, the requirement of that particular use of material, right? So I am telling put here 3. So it is not mandatory to put here 3. You can think upon this. That's why I'm keeping this blank, and I'm just educating you how to read it and how to calculate that impact. So next is legislation. मतलब legal requirement कुछ है क्या? तो specific requirement है क्या? General requirement है क्या? Specific requirement not complied है क्या? Human interventions कुछ चाहिए क्या? ये बेस पे हमने अगर सोचा तो accordingly we can put here number. So according to me, no specific requirement. मतलब यूज ऑफ प्लाईवुड के लिए कुछ लीगल रिक्वायरमेंट है क्या? कोई ऐसा बोलता है कि नहीं नहीं ये आपने प्लाईवुड ही यूज करना है। कोई मतलब मैं लीगल बोल रहा हूँ, मतलब रूल और एक्ट बाय गवर्नमेंट, नॉट बाय कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, राइट? कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में अगर लिखा है यूज ऑफ प्लाईवुड और वुडन प्रॉप्स ही आपको शटरिंग करना है, तो दैट इज नॉट अ लीगल रिक्वायरमेंट, इट इज अ कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल रिक्वायरमेंट. So the thinking should be on that basis. So it can be no specific requirement mentioned, so we can put here as 1. Then detection. ये यूज जो है वो कब हमको डिटेक्ट होता है? मोर देन 24 आवर्स हम लोग यूज करते हैं, विद इन 24 आवर्स करते हैं, विद इन 8 आवर्स, विद इन 1 आवर्स, इमीडिएटली। इसमें से बेस्ड ऑन साइट कंडीशन हम लोग कोई भी फिगर यहाँ पे डाल सकते हैं। सो आफ्टर कैलकुलेटिंग दिस वी गेट अ फिगर ऑफ जी. सो जी अगर 10 के आगे है तो इट इज सिग्निफिकेंट, और अगर 10 के नीचे है तो इट इज इनसिग्निफिकेंट. इन बोथ केसेस, सिग्निफिकेंट एंड इनसिग्निफिकेंट, हमको उसके ऊपर एक्शन तो लेना ही है. वी हैव टू कंट्रोल द वेस्टेज ऑफ नेचुरल रिसोर्स डिप्लीशन हमको कंट्रोल करना है. तो उसमें रेफर डॉक्यूमेंट हम लोग एक जनरेट करेंगे, एक एसओपी जनरेट करेंगे, या फिर वर्क इंस्ट्रक्शन जनरेट करेंगे. उसमें हमने पूरे कंट्रोल्स मेंशन करना है, और वो उस कंट्रोल पे काम करके उसका मंथली बेसिस पे या फिर क्वार्टरली हमको रिव्यू करना है. दैट रिव्यू इज कॉल्ड एज एनवायरमेंटल रिव्यू. I hope you understand this. I think this might be a new concept to all civil engineers, but this is very important in future. So in future, we have to go through this, and we can achieve lot of saving, or we can save our Mother Earth from natural resource depletion, right? So next activity can be brickwork aspects: use of sand, use of cement, use of water. Same calculation will be there. We have to think on A, B, C, D, E. We have to calculate G, and we have to say it as significant or insignificant. I am showing you a basic 3 activities as a sample, but we can do it for all activities. So related to office work also, use of paper is there, use of AC is there, lot of lighting is there, फैन चालू रहते हैं, पानी यूज करते हैं हम लोग टॉयलेट्स में पीने के लिए. तो उसका जो कंडीशन है, इट इज नॉर्मल, और इम्पैक्ट क्या है? यूज ऑफ नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज अगेन। पेपर ट्री के थ्रू बनता है। एसी मतलब इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है, लाइट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है, फैन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है, पानी तो नेचुरल रिसोर्स है ही। So accordingly, we can calculate the total impact and we can say it as significant or insignificant. So I'm just telling you about these three activities, but you can have environmental reviews for all the activities. So I'll show the summary of one project, how they calculated and what are the results. So these are the activities, these are the aspects, these are the conditions, these are the impacts. This is the total impacts. These are the total impacts. Definitely more than 10, right? So those all are significant. Some more activities: carpentry, tiling, flooring, use of construction equipment at site, concreting, reinforcement, site cleaning, and line up. Major 10 activities are mentioned here, but we can have it for all the activities. So here impacts are mentioned and total impact calculation is also there, and significant or insignificant is also there. So in today's session, following are the learnings, friends. So we have to predict the aspect and impact before start of the project and plan accordingly to save or to control the natural resources. Then try and manage to reduce the impact. Then definitely establish the controls and monitor it and take the corrective actions rather the preventive actions. Improve on the controls periodically, tighten the targets. We can tighten the targets. Like we mentioned that the wastage of reinforcement should not be 3%. For this quarter, it should be 3%. For next quarter, we can say it should be 2.5% only. So we can tighten the targets. We can reduce the wastage percentage controls, and we can establish the controls, and we can tighten our targets accordingly. Then establish waste management plan, solid waste management plan. As I told before, it is a big subject, but we have to have that waste management plan at the start of the project, so we can think for that particular project what will be the what will be the generation of solid waste and how to control it, or how to reuse it, or how to recycle it. Then aware and train stakeholders to minimize the impact. There are a lot of stakeholders, right from architects to our labor. So we have to aware them and train them about the minimizing the impact. Then definitely adopt policy of reuse, reduce, and recycle. So friends, that's all about our today's session. I must thank you for listening this session very quietly. Definitely, this is a new concept to you all civil engineers, but you have to think upon that. We, Progressive Expert Consulting Private Limited, are there to help you always. You can contact us on these numbers. You can mail us on these numbers. You can go to our website also. We have a YouTube channel where you will get a lot of information, and you can join the courses, our online courses, upcoming courses. For that, you can contact our office. We are going to launch a lot of online courses on different subjects of civil engineering, where you can learn a lot of subjects online sitting at your home, and you can improve your knowledge in different categories, in different activities of constructions. So that, be attentive, friends, and contact this if you want some help. Yeah, that's all for today. That's all for today. Then thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time.